Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151, or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Hello and welcome to this special interview with Honorable Ousainou Darboe, Secretary General and Party Leader of the United Democratic Party. Mr. Darboe, you presented your nomination documents at the IC on Monday amongst fanfare. Your party militants welcomed you. They escorted you from your house to the IEC and then to the stadium. I saw you emotional. Let's talk about that experience first. How was the experience like?
I have never felt so humbled. I've never felt so privileged that the Gambian people, a big number of Gambian people, accepted me as leader of their party, but then to go further and anoint me as their flag bearer, it really humbled me. Not only was my anointment by the UDP so great, so humbling for me, but it's also the endorsement of my candidature by Gambia for All party. I was really humbled by that. And when I saw this sea of people, human beings, all of them in supportive and jubilant mode, I said, but what have I done for me to earn such acceptance, such love from Gambian people? And honestly, I couldn't resist. Started shedding tears. And I started wondering.
I saw you crying. I saw you crying at the stadium. I saw my camera people zoomed in and you took a tissue wiping out tears. holding on the tears. Why were you that emotional? You had seen crowds like that, but didn't you?
Yeah, I had seen crowds like that, but then I reflected back on 1996, and in fact, before I left for the stadium, Mrs. Yaya Jallow was with me, and the thought of people like Yaya Jallow, Ansumana Diba, Sidia Sanya, Solo Sandel Lamarong, Singul Nyasi, Sajo Kunjan Sane, Kunda Kamara, my sister Makalo, those people who left us, who had struggled for this party, who had brought this party to this level, their unfinished work with us. When I think of them, that I wish they were around for all of us to have witnessed this day. And I miss them out, particularly my brother and friend Dr. Boro Suso, who I share meals with virtually every day. I remember, I could recall we would sit here at Maghrib time, brainstorm on the politics of the country in general and the direction of the UDP. Yeah. So I just wish that they were around to see this, to see that occasion.
You also mentioned that over 6,000 women signed your nomination. You said it in an interview, I'm going to be nominated by the Gambian women. Tell us about that. Why did you opt for the Gambian women to nominate you?
Because I have seen that for the past 1.5 decades, how much the Gambian women stood by me, how much they made UDP what it is. It was these illiterate Gambian women who trunk the highway with me, who went through the rice fields, through hilly parts, through thorny parts, from Koina to Katong, from Bara to Pasamas. Illiterate women like Sajo Kunjansane, illiterate women like Aja Sukainaka, illiterate women like Aji Fatou Sekom, illiterate women like Fatou Jame, and several others, Munanjai, name them, several of them. They made United Democratic Party to be what is said Fatou Jane, our Fatou Jane. So, because of what they have done, because the strength they have given me, I thought that she should really nominate me. But the men wouldn't allow them to do it alone.
They wouldn't, right?
They wouldn't allow it. But 11,000 plus women subscribed to my nomination paper that I presented to the IEC, compared to 6,000 plus for the men. So they doubled the men. And the extra nomination forms that we are submitted, we have more than 1,300 women compared to about 500 men.
What surprised many people, I saw you got out of the car, flanked by MC Chan, flanked by Nogoy Njai. You didn't bring your wives with you. They came anyway, but you got into the same car with Nogoy Njai and MC Chan. How did that come about?
See, Nogoy went through a lot. She is the epitome of Gambian women's resilience. She was tortured, humiliated, yet God just stuck her guns. She never wavered at any time in her support, in her determination to see a Gambia that she had always yearned for, a Gambia that, her children and grandchildren will live in with respect and dignity. So for me, it was to recognize her immense sacrifice for this nation. And of course, MC Cham, even if Mukunda was alive, he would probably have been with me in the car. 1971, On the 3rd of September 1971, when Mukunda slept, MC Cham stepped into his shoes for me and for all my brothers and sisters. Because he's a father. He's a father. For him to be around me gives me a lot of moral courage. And it tells me that you are not alone. Apart from anything, you have family with you. Yes.
And when we saw the people that escorted you, the young people, the men and women, the young people aged between 18 to 35, they flanked you. They ran throughout the journey from Pipeline to IEC and then back through the caravan. Young people. One of those people could have said, I want to be the candidate. But they said, no, we want our Baba. It's his time now. This is the time. When you see young people like that, so passionate about you, what comes to mind?
Well, when I saw young people so passionate, what comes to mind is the enormous burden that should be shouldering, that the expectations that I am expected to really address. And certainly, those expectations are youth unemployment. I mean, low quality education in our schools, the inadequate medical facilities, our dying agricultural industry. This is what it reminds me that, what they are telling me is revive the agriculture in this country. What they are telling me is make sure that our hospitals function. Make sure that we, the youths, are not betrayed again. This is what the message is. This is the message they give to. That is what I read in their enthusiasm, in their passion. When they say Baba for State House, Baba mbefala le bari beganyelane. Baba no, don't worry, Baba ganyetane. And it's throughout the country. You go to the countryside, it's the same thing. And Baba has now become like my nickname. Even people much older than me tell me Baba Ousainou. Yeah. My big brothers, my elder brother tell me Baba Ousainou. But these are the things that humble me. Their support, their loyalty to me, I equate that as their loyalty to the Gambia, because they believe that I would provide a panacea to the problems confronting this country.
And a few days before your nomination, we saw Honorable Bibi Darboe and the Gambia for All endorse your party, endorse your candidature, endorse the UDP. And what comes to mind? Bibi Darboe, his resume: former ambassador, former vice president, former minister, you name it. Everything you talk about, when it comes to him, his ticket. People always say Demba is okay in Kiang. People of Kiang, one of their greatest son is Bibi Darboe. And he said this is not about party politics. It's about the soul of the country. When somebody like Bibi Darboe endorses you for president, what comes to mind?
Well, when Bibi Darboe's endorsement, GFA's endorsement, let me say, two things come to mind. One, as it affects Bibi and the GFA, it only demonstrates their sense of patriotism, that nation comes first before anything, and that it is not time to really be any spoiler. We must all work together to free our country. And I tell you, in the presence of a gentleman, one person, Bibi said, look, I'm not interested in any office. I don't want to run for any office. All I want is to make sure that proper governance returns to this country, that our economy starts functioning well, that corruption is fought against. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in any office. And his colleagues in the GFA, none mentioned that what happens if we win the elections. None. So for them, for all of them, it's Gambia first. They see Gambia. And certainly, to be endorsed by Bibi Darboe, persons of Bibi Darboe's caliber and personality, again is humbling for me. And it also makes me feel proud. And it encourages me to really work harder. And that I would also, as I have always promised, I would also put country first when we win the elections.
Mr. Darboe, when you presented your nomination at the IEC, you promised, you challenged President Barrow and all other candidates to do a public asset declaration. And you promised the media to publicly have access to your asset declaration that you presented to the IEC. Now, I mean, this interview is about that, to have you tell us, what did you declare at the IEC?
Well, I know that the documents presented are up for public scrutiny, but I'm not too sure. I do not think that there will be any more interest in scrutinizing the documents. I promised the media that I was going to give them my asset declaration, but I was not given the opportunity to do so before I left the IEC, because of I think I was nearly being mobbed by the press, by the media. You know,
we wanted to hear from you.
Yes. I really appreciate that. You know, and really, I have presented my assets declaration, including all my bank balances.
Wow.
Yeah, including my bank balances, and if the IEC wants to have, I mean, the bank statements themselves, they are here, they are available, which I'll give to them. But the bank balances are declared, and my assets, my property, my properties, real properties, except for one I acquired this year in home, Bansang, Concours Santo, I call it Concours Santo. All what I have declared were what I had when I became minister in 2017.
So you had those before you became minister?
I had those before I became minister, and I made the declaration to the ombudsman as required by the code of conduct. Yeah, and I have one additional acquisition, which was done, which I got, I mean, just about 2 months ago, because in Bansang. So I have presented this, and I have made photocopies which I was going to give to the media.
Yeah.
So they are here. Any member of the media who minds, you can come. I'll give you a copy.
Okay.
You know? And I'm challenging all those who have presented themselves as candidates to also make available to the media, who would take their microscope and look at them, you know, with very inquiring and inquisitive minds. And of course, after doing that, if anyone wants to come to me to ask, but how about this, how about that?
How did you get any of them?
I will be quite willing. I'll be quite willing to answer them, because I acquired all those things before I became before I became
that's
a public
what I wanted
officer.
to say. You said the documents that you presented on Monday to the IEC are the properties you have acquired before you become minister in 2017.
Yes, in 20 in
Apart from
20
the one that you got in Bansang.
Yes, in 20 yes, about no, just a few weeks ago.
Few weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, few weeks ago. Yes, you know, in fact, my latest acquisition before I became a minister was in 2015. 2015. Yes, 2015. But it's available, and I'm asking President Adama Barrow to really make his asset declarations, as I have, to make it available to the press. I'm making mine available to the press, so that any speculation about him having acquired assets during the period that he was president, and which acquisitions might be the subject of speculation of impropriety and so forth, dispel that. Let him do the same thing. Let him do the same thing. We all, I presume that, in 2017, he also made declarations to the ombudsman. And then the properties, if he did not acquire any property after that, if acquired any property during the period that he was president, he should say how he acquired it. That there was no improper use of office.
How did you acquire the one you get in Bansang? If you were challenging President Barrow, how did you acquire the one you just got in Bansang?
My uncle is Dalkalo of Bansang.
Okay.
But Bansang muna sa already. My uncle is Dalkalo, Alaisa Darboe. So he gave, he allotted to me and my brothers, yes. So that is it. Yeah.
So you're challenging all candidates,
particularly President Barrow.
Why President Barrow?
Because he holds the highest office in this country. He should be role model for all people aspiring to that office. He is there. He should tell us that, look, you have to do things the way I have. I'm doing things with probity and not allowing my integrity to be questioned. So you cannot do otherwise. Ousainou Darboe, Halifa Sallah, Mama Kande, Sheikh Tijan, all the presidential aspirants. I am setting the bar for all of you in terms of probity, in terms of integrity, and of course our acquisitions should also throw some light on our probity. You should do that.
No. All right, Kerr Fatou will have a copy of that.
Yes.
So our team of reporters will look at that and just make sure.
Any question they want to ask, they can come back to me.
They can come back.
They can come back to me.
Yeah. And finally, Mr. Darboe, I know I traveled with my team to Darboe and Bansang to do a documentary about you, the man, Mr. Darboe, and which was aired last week. And I mean, there was a lot of reaction to that. How would you think you were portrayed in that documentary?
Well, I think Ousainou Darboe was presented in his natural way. There were no embellishments. It was Ousainou Darboe, period. But my family, where I carry on with my family, with my friends, with my professional colleagues, is what is stated. Yeah. And I'm sure there are several other people who have something to say also about me. Even politicians who are on the opposite camp, and one honest with honesty will not say anything demeaning about Ousainou Darboe. Yes, certainly. And I really got.
When you watch your children,
When I watch my children, when I watch my children, it really got in me. Nafi, Papadi, Jojo. I could see Jojo fighting back her tears. Yeah, and of course, Yama was cool and calm, but then you could see she was suppressing, her emotions. And of course, when I saw Fanta on the screen again, I recollected when we all sat, on the bare floor at the PIU, very dusty, bare floor, and cuddling each other. I started to see, it really works something in me. Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, I think Gambian people judge. I know some people have some terrible opinions about me. I know people have said that I take people's children out to demonstrate. I leave my own children behind, but then I could see Nafisatu on the screen, shouting. I could see Fanta. She is the first child of the house. But anyway, this is politics. You can fabricate and malign people, but at least you have history recorded. And when that is revealed, it debunks and falsifies claims that you have made against persons. Yeah.
And finally, when are you hitting the campaign? Nomination is over for you. Public scrutiny also on Saturday. Are you optimistic that your nomination will go through?
Well, we've submitted all the relevant documents. In fact, even the
documents, though, I kept asking on social media, why all these files? How will the IEC have time to read all of that?
No, we segregated.
Okay.
We had North Bank region separate.
Okay.
Banyu administrative area separate. All the region, all the administrative areas, we had them separate because the IEC says 5,000 and at least 2,000 from each region.
Okay.
So that if they go through for West Coast region and find that the number is okay, and then they will go through the other regions to pick 200 from each of the regions. So that is why to make it easy for them, and on each of the envelopes, we also made a declaration that this nomination paper relates to us. The only thing that we did not submit was the sponsorship letter, and that was not one of the documents listed by the IEC for submission. We go on the campaign after the IEC convenes a meeting.
Did you submit that now?
No, we cannot. No, we cannot because if I choose to go to,
I mean, the sponsorship letter.
No, in fact, that day before the end of the day, before I came from there, before I reached pipeline,
it went back.
The administrative secretary made sure that was submitted.
Okay.
Yeah, and the itinerary, we cannot do the itinerary because if I choose to go to Bara on Tuesday, another party also chooses to go to Bara on Tuesday, there will be that conflict.
Okay.
So to avoid that, all the candidates or their agents should meet with the IEC and farm out an itinerary that will be binding on all the parties, so that I do not go into a particular constituency, a particular area when another party is supposed to be there, to avoid conflicts. Okay. And I think that's very sensible. That's very sensible.
Yeah.
So we hope that the IEC does that quickly, and of course it cannot do so unless it declares candidates as have been nominated. Yeah, I would have if I were the IEC chairman, I would have asked people to, and then we would have provisional itinerary prepared for all the candidates that have submitted nomination papers. So if any candidate for any reason could not win the nomination, then of course his proposed itinerary would be disregarded. Yeah, be disregarded.
Well, Mr. Darboe, thank you very much. We hope to see you on the campaign trail, and Kerr Fatou will be accompanying all candidates just to see what is going on.
Very well, yeah. And it's going to be a very tough one because I think we will not go to bed before 2 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah. We will not go to bed before 2 a.m.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan, Kerr Zero Tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneewuma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw skincare plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skin care products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man nag skin care mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox skin care plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème picture boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii
love like fire bring my yobo guma fanya love like fire
Agada.
Mbijan aganyadi.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyinji.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Mbare.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo katon
bari si kodo kino katon ni fo bolong blabe to
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam
ha
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bele to kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto ni kodi maraw jannam number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol ni fana beteat Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moy o diat
apelenta
baraka ni ma lafta nyelen kendol e bina
yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology, to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.